Welcome to State of the Matters. I am Kasitoni, joined by our analyst, King Sojalo. Today we'll take you through the latest breaking news across Nigeria, from urgent updates to insightful analysis. We'll guide you through the stories that matter most. Now let's get started. Anambra State cut salaries over Monday's sit at home. Kaduna Labour Party chairman describes Alex Mascot's defection as major boost. Traffic chaos as protesters block highway in Ondo over gunmen attack. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll dive into the discussion. Stay with us. The Anambra State government has begun deducting salaries of civil servants who fail to report to work on Mondays, previously observed as sit-at-home days. From February 2026, salaries are now linked to attendance, tracked via a clock-in, clock-out system, as confirmed by Commissioner for Information, Dr. Law Mefor. All right, Ojalo, over to you. What do you have to say about this? We could recall that the governor of Anambra State actually said that every of these citizens,
yes,
they should return back to their work on Mondays. Now he has started deducting their salaries, and some of them even say that they receive 10,000 naira as salary.
Well, see, we know that this is a government justification. You understand? Yes, the government is trying to justify his pronouncement, his statement concerning the end of sit-at-home regime or movement that has been affecting that region of Nigeria, and also assuring citizens of total security and welfare on Monday, that there should be no more fear of going to their basic duties and work enforcement and everybody gave them the assurance, and I think there have been some implementation towards that, securing them. Well, we could see this as a disciplinary measures. The governor is just as a law Mefor said, he made it clear, you understand, that no work, no pay. Yes, and he also stated something else, that alongside with that, he said, as a worker, you go to work on Monday, you don't sign in, when you don't clock in, or you don't clock out. It also shows that
at work.
You are not at work thereabout. Well, I really, the governor in this regards, I think is trying to take disciplinary measures, just like I said, in order for the workers, most especially civil servants of that state, to step up and also kill that mindset of that was implied in the state by those non-political institutions and non-political rivals. I'm talking about the Biafran enforcement. It's not in our constitution that on Monday should be, workers should be sitting at home on Monday. Rather, government workers probably on Saturdays and Sunday. So I think the government is trying to take measures, but he is taking measures without looking at the side effects, looking at the side how it will it affects the financial status of people living in that state, most especially government worker. That is what the government is not looking at.
Because they are really complaining.
Yes, we are talking about married men and women, people who are craving for their family to survive. And with this action, there are a lot of things. There will be an extreme financial losses. You are talking about discrepancies in deduction that will lead to so many devastated, setback financially from government workers. Many civil servants have lamented that the class does not correspond to the number of days they meet. There's also a miscalculation even in that process. You understand? Some people who are engaged, who have been assigned to do this, might also be taking that privilege to cut people's salaries. Genuinely, you understand? We know our Nigeria system, and we know that in the government force, there are also corrupt individuals
definitely,
who tend to take advantage. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. So this is what it's this is the result of it. There are also a pre-rata system implementations. You understand, where the government moved to for pro data payments. Yes, giving an order of making sure that there is your 24 working days must be completed. We know about that. But look, with this harsh, because to me I call it an harsh disciplinary measure, honestly speaking, I think for the governor, there should be another dialogue towards this.
Okay.
You understand? Because I'm looking at the welfare of people who have family to cater for. And with these disciplinary measures, okay, we've had complaint of someone having detention. I'm not saying that. I'm not siding those civil servants who disobey the government orders. No. But I'm looking at, okay, there was a case of an individual who complained that he
went
at
home
the
with
end
10,000.
with 3,500 naira. Someone being paid 80,000 naira at the end due to.
You will go home with 3,500.
If you can recall, I've
much.
been making statement of the governor should give the people time to be able to adapt to this new system. This quick enforcement and quick adaptation the government is expecting from them, it's a no-no for me. I don't know if you understand. The governor Soludo, yes, he is making sure that he kills. I think in the whole of Southeast, he's the only governor that is really embarking on this. You understand? I'm not saying other governor like Alexoti Mba not taking measures. But
before the governor actually came into power, he listed a lot of things he was supposed to do.
Thanks for bringing. I will disagree with you, Cassie. You know, in before coming into power, he did not make it clear to the people. And I know for the fact that if he had introduced these strong disciplinary measures, I bet you the people of Anambra might not even vote for him because they know what's coming their way. There are a lot of things he promised them which he has not even fulfilled, and yet is throwing strict measures on the people.
Okay, so what was one of the things that he promised them?
Talking about job creation of 1,300,000 private sector jobs. Where has he fulfilled that? What about industrial hubs, industries like tech park locations like Ukwaidi and Urumba communities, where he said he will create tech organizations for youths to be engaged with? Has he done that?
He still
healthcare sectors. I'm not saying that there are no healthcare sectors in Anambra.
4 more years to go.
But at least he should look at Alex Oti now. Look at Alex Oti. Recently, he gave there was a security agencies. He assured that he is going to build a base for them in Anambra State so that he will stop criminality in the state. He has been enforcing so many things. This is a governor who sued the federal government to court because the federal government has refused to inaugurate or has refused to make sure that the working seaport in the east is functioning, so that this essence of picking your goods from Lagos come to an end. You can see when you see a governor working, you will know. I'm not saying Soludo is not in his
working.
Little infantry is not doing something.
But this is work now. He's working.
He's just categorizing his whole full enforcement on that one. Come on, let's be honest. Other things you should address. He also promised them digital skill. That is 1 million used to power the state tech ecosystem. What happened to that? Why is he not looking into all those things?
Perhaps this money he's deducting from those people's salary.
Okay, he also pledged to deploy CCTV,
to do this
CCTV and modern security technology.
That's what we're saying. It's still the same thing that we're driving at. Perhaps this salary deduction is the money he will gather to carry out all this
for people's salary. No, I don't think that is the best way of going about it. That is very, very wrong. If a city government should be using no work, no pay method to enforce his administration and activities or budget that he has promised the people, that is very bad for a governor to do such a thing, and I stand against it. I fully stand against it. I think there are other measures. You can go to the state treasuries, you can go to you can collect money from other institutions, but using workers' salary to make sure that you implement the necessary things the state need, it's a no-no for me. So I urge the state governor to look into other things he has promised there. The Africa, Dubai, Taiwan Silicon Villa, which he has talked about demolishing this Onitsha market to create a Taiwan standard. Yes, I think he's working on it, but he still has to create a proper dialogue on how to do that, rather than try to demolish people's well-known properties, shops and thereabout. At least as a governor, you should create another environment for them to, at least for the meantime, carry out their trade, rather than just demolishing the building and make those people being homeless. So Governor Solodu, I recommend him in his work. He's working, but at the same time, please have consideration in the lives of citizens, most especially civil servants. Give them time to get used to this changing of your
Monday sit at home.
Yes, Monday sit at home. Give them time for them to be used to that system on embarking on their daily duties on Monday. It's not their fault. It was what they met at hand. You understand? When the so-called agitators brought the laws and harming citizens, that was what led to them having that mindset of citizens. So, since you have assured them security and you have implemented security, give them time for their mindset and their system to get used to your order of making sure that they go to work on Mondays, not by trying to take a drastic dialogue towards it.
Still in politics, the Labour Party in Kaduna State says that the faction of the House of Representatives member Alex Mascot from Aba North South Federal Constituency is a major boost under Esther Nenani Usman's leadership. Kaduna Labour Party Chairman Elder Dr. Yusuf Danbaki says the move, announced days after Mascot's resignation from ABGA, marks the party's first major gain since post-2023 leadership crisis and highlights the stabilizing influence of National Chairman Senator Dr. Nenani Usman and Abia Governor Alex Oti, who are driving a renewed era of unity and progress. You know, we could recall that this Labour Party, they actually had crisis, which led to the factions of so many of their members to different parties.
And the crisis is still on. It's still on. Yes,
the crisis
it's still
is still on. Okay, so since you said the crisis is still on,
recall when Abure went to the headquarters in Abuja to demolish, reportedly, by the security guard who was present, he went with some hoodlums to demolish the headquarters in Abuja. Took away some necessary documents with the assent of the newly elected chair lady. You understand? That is why I said the internal crisis is still on. So it has not been absorbed, and we hope anytime so it's been. Now looking at Alex Mascot, it's a good one. Looking at the current administration of Abia State, that is Alex Oti, and he also made it. He said, he made the remark that he has seen. And he would like to key in to the administration of Alex Oti. That was what persuaded him
to join Labour Party.
Join the Labour, resigning from the ABGA. Recently he made his resignation letter to the chairman on Saturday of the party in his constituency. To make sure that yes, he fully resigned from the ABGA coalition, now moving to the Labour Party. It's a good one. Now, what was his reason of joining? Just as I said, he confirmed the move to the Labour Party. He met the Abia State governor, that is Alex Oti, one-on-one in the house, and was inspired by his good works of Abia State. Now, it tells you, from this, it shows that indeed those who have been in the administration of Alex Oti don't know what they are doing. You understand? He is not the only person who has come to the. We also have speakers in the state house who has also said they have seen the light in
Abia State.
In Abia State, and they would like to key in
into the light
to the administration of Alex Oti by being a part of his coalition. You understand? We've had institutions and groups coming out to show their pledge, loyalty, and also give their support for Alex Oti second term. Now you can see this senator also being a part of his administration by joining the Labour Party. We are not saying that Labour Party is totally is totally furnished, is totally how will I put it now? Labour Party is not all saints. They have their beef in which they are settling underground, but at least for Alex Oti appearance in that party, for him being a part of that party, that is why people are ready to move into that party. So what am I trying to say in essence is this: when there is a prominent person in the political affairs, like just as Alex Oti is, definitely people want to, you understand, people want to merge with that kind of a person. It is only a normal person that will see an individual who is striving well for his society, his community, and I will want to criticize him. You get what I'm saying? So what am I trying to say? Those who are against Alex Oti administration in Abia State don't know what they are doing.
Now, what do you have to say about the chairman, the Labour Party chairman, that's in person of Dan Baki, who is calling on those who has defected to other parties to come back? You know, some defected to the ruling party, that's APC,
yes,
some to the PDP. Now he's calling those people who defected to come back to Labour Party, that Labour Party is now stabilized. So what do you have to say about that? Is it a good thing, him beckoning on them to come back?
Well, the chieftain of the Labour Party, is his announcement is due to I think the settlement, I call it brief settlement, because they still have some case to settle with the judiciaries and the INEC institutions. So I think is an alert or a wake-up call for those who seem Labour Party as they think Labour Party has totally died off, downgraded. It's a wake-up call for them to reactivate the party system. You understand? We've seen it that probably PDP is the only party that is having a backlash, probably internal crisis. But Labour Party has also had their own, and you could see that they are beginning to make amends.
They've realized
they are beginning to reactivate the party, and this should also sound as an eye opener to PDP as well. You understand? Labour Party that is probably categorized as a one-sided party, but you could see how they are making their remark and thereabouts. So the PDP should also learn from this. Now, in the case of Alex mascots, you understand, he also has his own side effects. So most times when I talk about the positive side, we should also look at the negative side.
There's nobody without a sin.
Of course, no one is
the same. There's nobody without, yes.
But I'm looking at him being a part of this party, if he will not cause chaos. That is what we are talking about. In most times, in the midst of good eggs, when a bad egg come into it, it tends to corrupt.
All the eggs.
How are we so sure that Alex Marcos has not come as how will I put it now?
Spy?
As a spy or thereabouts. Example, looking at the case of Nyenso Wike, he claimed to be one of the
system.
So that is what we are looking about here.
But in this same Alex case, he has resigned from ABGA.
From ABGA, but recently there was an allegation that he met with the president. I'm not saying meeting with the president you automatically join the APC, no, but he made claims. Yes, he made claims that he went for an official discussion with the president and thereabouts.
He was texting to see which one will favor him. Before you take a decision, you have to check, weigh your options. So perhaps he was weighing his options to say, okay, which way should I go?
Oh, so you are even saying he was weighing his options. He debunked it, that his visit to the president was not to join the APC, but for just a political visit, an official visit to. So now looking at most of his allegations that was raised against him, if you could recall, year 2023, where he assaulted a boat driver, you understand, to show you how how bad and discriminately that went. You understand? Even when he was invited by the commissioner of police as at then, where he also told the driver that go ahead and call the commissioner of police, that there's nothing that will make sure I send you out of this country. He even tore his shirt. You see how violent a public high stakeholder can be. You understand? I'm not saying that he's a saint. No one is a saint. Yes, I know no one is a saint. But we are looking at an individual with such tough, raw, arrogancy attitude. How are we sure that you don't display it into this new platform that you are joining? So my final thought on this is Alex Wascott should please amend his ways. You understand? Working with an individual like Alex Oti is a thing of is a remarkable thing of a thing of absolute cooperation that will broaden, the affairs of Abia.
And perhaps that's the reason he has joined the Labour Party, so that Alex's behavior, Alex's lifestyle will influence him.
Reflect on him, yes.
So away from that to the crisis, surrounding Ondo State. The youth in Ayede Ogbese, Akure North local government of Ondo State, blocked the Akure-Owo-Benin highway on Tuesday, March 3, 2026, to protest against the recurrent killing and the Monday night murder of Ben Daniels. Now let's watch the video and see what is happening.
They said they have finished us in Ayede Ogbese. So maybe the government will come. Vehicular movements are disallowed. They don't allow vehicular movements to move. Nobody is moving in Ogbese. We are going to Akure. They refuse to say we should not go. All the market women, market men, everybody, they are going out there. We don't know what is going on.
Recall that on February 25th, there was also a protest over the abduction of church worshippers in our local government area of Ondo State. This and another protest again is happening after 1 week.
You see, Cassie, most times when we talk about because I will have to throw the blame to our security forces and also to the Minister of Defense. We're talking about Musa, who was really appointed, and also the Chief of Defense Staff, and also the President, who is the overall order of all the Chief Defense Staff in Nigeria. Now, looking at this Akure Ondo incident, is a failure on our current administration for not able to addressing this insecurity happening in Ondo State. This is not the first time Ondo has been experiencing killings from X-men or gunmen, or the way it's been prescribed. We're talking about in church centers. We're talking about farmers on the streets. Passengers on the highway, most especially the Benin or Express Road and thereabout. And yet, seeing occurrences, constant occurrences happening in this state, this region of Nigeria, and the president, this administration has failed to take the necessary measures in order to stop this killing. Well, Ondo State is not the only state affected by these killings. What about states in the north? You understand? Let me not look as if I'm one-sided now. We're looking at it generally.
But this is shocking that this incident is happening after 1 week.
1 week of
interval. After 1 week interval. So
okay, look at in the whole, just in 2026, Cassie, we've talked about just as you mentioned, this Ayede Ogbese Farm Road, which happened recently, the killing of Ben Daniel. Okay, there's another one again at Ali Alef Fosun community, which happened in March 3rd. It's still yesterday, which you have not mentioned, that took the life of 13 people, that is in a suspected X-men while they were on their way to farms. 13 of them. Now we also have another one that happened in Ahoge village in Agamu community, which happened February 18th. Where the Oba himself, Oba Kende Jacob, was kidnapped, a whole monarch. Now we also have another one in the Igbaturu community, still last February, where 8 farmers were killed and others injured by attack by suspected X-men, leading to protests that in the government office. Now we also have another one that took the life of 14 people at Ademoku and the surrounding village. Now, another one happened late February again, still in Ondo State, at Ayade Ogbese community, which took the life of Okodili Okoro. Now, what am I trying to say in essence is, we've been hearing news of incidents like this happening in Ondo State. A reasonable administration will take full force and total control. These are the people that need what they call state of emergency. You release state of emergency in River State because there were political disputes. People that don't even need it that was why you deployed, raised a state of emergency. State communities or areas in the country that need state of emergency, the government or this current administration has refused to launch state of emergency in those regions of the country. So what are we talking about? And this is the same administration that is heavily campaigning
for 2027
election, and the same people that are dying, these are the same people you expect.
You know, one of his speeches, he said he's tackling insecurity. One of his speeches, he said he's tackling insecurity. So
tackling insecurity without no full measure. Okay, look at what is happening in Iran and between Iran, Israel, supported by America. Iran has been experiencing threats from Israel rather has been experiencing threats from Iran. Times without number. They've thrown missiles to them. Luckily, they have a device that enables them to track down missile. If not, Israel by now would have been leveled down. With the help of USA, yes, we know USA are backing it. But Benjamin Netanyahu, which is the Prime Minister of Israel, you can see that he's taking full measures. He called for backing from the US, and they are able to strike Iran military base, their warhead. Even in the long run, their supreme leader died at that process. A serious leader, a serious administration will take heed to protect, to find every means. The recent statement of Donald Trump was the purpose in which they are taking on this airstrike on Iran is for the sake of our citizens, for the sake of the the US citizens all over the world. That one of his priority is to protect the lives of the United States citizens. This is a president who really have his people at mind, who really cares for the life and properties of his own people, and that is the first thing of government and also security forces, to protect life and properties of your citizens. That is the first priority of any reasonable government.
But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case.
So what are we talking about?
The lives and properties
we are having an administration that just care about, just as
politics.
Just as this ADC chieftain said yesterday, Momodu. You expect people who are facing economical bankrupt to come and elect you into power again. Look at okay, the other one, look at his son Sheyi Tinubu going about city boy movement, giving over 100 million naira to the daughter of the same Soludo that is maltreating those in Anambra State. 100 million to be the woman leader, a girl of our age, 20 years, neglecting the crisis affecting the country as at now. We are talking about campaign. Not even finding a joint force of any prominent country in the world that can help tackle
your final thoughts.
My final thought is, I'm appealing to the president. I'm appealing to this administration. Please, with your workforce and with your armed forces, these killings in our country should come to an end. It's an appeal because we are taking it. It seems Nigerians don't really know the same thing. Sorry for prolonging this discussion. The same thing that happened in Iran when this supreme leader who just passed on. Iran was a normal secular state as at then, but the supreme leader, we know, with little threat, Islamic threat, he took over the country in 1989. Yes, and the whole of Iran formally formed into an Islamic nation, which they never planned for. That is what is gradually taking part in Nigeria that we are so quiet about. This so-called Sharia law that is spreading, that this so-called X-Men, Fulani, what they call the ISIS, Boko Haram, are imputing in us gradually killings. He's taking steps gradually, and the federal government and this current administration sees it as nothing. Before you know, it will from the north. Now it's already in the north central. It's already in the middle belt. From the middle belt, is okay. The killings happening now in the west, which is Ondo State, is in the west now. It's coming to the south. Before you know, the whole country will be practicing a religion which they don't want, and that is what happened in Iran, and is gradually taking part in Nigeria, and no one is feeling remorse about it.
All right, that's it for today's edition of State of the Matters. To you, our analysts, many thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Cassie. It's my pleasure being here.
And to our viewers, many thanks for tuning in. I am Cassie Tony, reminding you to stay informed and stay ahead. Join us for more breaking news from Nigeria. It's a bye for now.